How can a lazy person lose the weight they need to lose?
The biggest thing is gonna be is your diet. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at to see what are you eating currently and trying to make healthier decisions. Like what are some of your
So say like, say I don't want to give up my favorite food, which is steak,
okay, no, that's perfect.
right?
Steak is good.
But so if I get the tomahawk, I always get the big joint
Right.
bone in.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what do I gotta do? I gotta drop down to New York strip. I can't get the ribeye
Nah,
no
nah,
more.
nah. You can definitely eat steak. So steak is high in protein, but it's also high in fat. And it's not necessarily steak that's the issue. It's probably anything else that you're eating with it. So what else do you eat with steak?
Oh, so I get everything. A little lobster mac and cheese.
There you go.
You know what I mean? I do get some spinach though.
Right, right,
But I get the cream, so I just get the regular spinach,
right,
lose the cream,
right,
and X out the lobster mac.
right. So it's still, you can always still enjoy foods that you like. It's just one, eating in moderation, and then just making the right decision. So it's not depriving yourself of food. Like I eat steak every night. You know,
Right.
and I tell people that all the time, because it's built into my plan. So I know every night I can eat 5 ounces of steak a night. But that's all I eat at night. I'm not taking in any carbs. I got my protein, I got my fats, and I've taken in my carbs throughout the process of the day. So I always tell people, like, you can, whether it's not always about working out, it's about just being cautious of what you're eating, smart of what you're eating, and eating in moderation.
Yeah. Oh, sounds good. So let me ask you this though. At what point did you feel like you wanted to share health tips and training and working out and a healthier lifestyle with other people? Like I know you at first it's always for yourself.
Right.
But at what point did you decide to share?
It's like a loaded question. So I answer it this way. So I was fired from the only 2 careers I've ever had out of coming out of school. So I try to figure out, like, what can I do where I don't have to depend on somebody else to pay me. And I started, I always worked out, played basketball and stuff like that. So I started getting into, training. And the way it happened was the day I lost my job, went to the gym like I usually do, and a young lady walked up to me and she asked me if I could train her. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself at this point in time, like, I'm not a trainer. But, I can help you with, working out and things of that nature. And I knew nothing about nutrition and anything of that nature. At this point, I was still trying to figure things out on my own. So once I started getting deeper into training and deeper into nutrition and a little bit more educated and getting my certifications and whatso have you, people started gravitating to me, asking me like, yo, like, I'm seeing your body change, what are you doing, things of that nature. And I'm like, I can make this into a career. And that one client turned into her getting results, to her telling her friends, those friends start telling their friends, and then, next thing you know, I'm all day long training. So I think that was the biggest thing when I started seeing that I can take the information that I've learned and test it on myself and use that information and give it to other people who are in need of results and things. Like, 'cause I always tell people, like, I'm no different than y'all. Like, I've just been doing this now for...
But you are a little different.
I don't think so.
You're a little different. You never been fat. But you all been athletic.
I've never been fat, but I'll show you a picture, and this is what I call fat. And you'll
And you probably had like 3 abs.
Nah, no abs. I'm gonna show you a picture real quick.
Why you trying to find that? Let me ask you, like, what's your most gratifying situation training somebody? Like, has there been one that's been like emotional for you? Like, have you ever trained somebody that like you really emotionally connected with their journey?
Yeah, usually when I have a personal client that I'm training for a long period of time, like, you get to know people through training them. You get to know, like, who they are, and here's a picture for you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I was a little fat. Good.
So you're saying I can get to that, right? I'd be happy with that. I'd be just fine with that.
Yeah.
So if I just eat steak and spinach,
Not
get to that.
Not necessarily. So you don't want to take too much steak in, because like I said, it's high in fat as well. So the biggest thing is knowing what your body needs, and once you have an understanding of, okay, this is how much fat intake I need to take in a day, this is how much carbs I need to intake in a day,
right,
and how much protein I need to take in a day. And I'm not saying you'll learn that right off the bat, but that's what I do. I show people the blueprint. I give them what they need, and then if you do my program for 6 weeks, by then you can start eyeing your food. You should start knowing, okay, this is the amount of food I need to take in. Right, and you should start seeing your body, transform. So, but going back to your question, I got a lot of different stories, but I think my first one was I had a young lady who came to me, and before she came to me, and then I didn't learn this until a few months later. She was on the verge of committing suicide, like that day, and she said, "You know what? I'm gonna go in here to this gym, and something just told." That's what she said. She's like, "Something just told me to walk into the gym," and she walked in, talked to me for a while, and the thing was, her father just passed. She could not, she felt that she couldn't lose any weight. She was overweight. She felt that she couldn't get a boyfriend. And she just felt like she wasn't being seen in the world, you know what I'm saying? She was just here. And dealing with the death of her father and all this at the same time, like she was just on the verge of committing suicide. So a few months later, she was just like, I just want to sit down and have a talk with you and let you know why I chose you. And when she told me that, it kind of blew my mind. And at the end of this conversation, she said, I want to introduce you to somebody. I'm like, all right. And she went out to her car and walked in with this gentleman. And she said, this is my fiance.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So that was like a huge, I don't know, that always shakes me up when I talk about that. Because I will always try to figure out this girl is going hard, and she does everything I tell her to do, and then when she walked in with this guy, and she's like, yeah, this is my fiance. Hearing that she was on the verge of committing suicide, she didn't feel like, nobody would see her, and then all of a sudden she came in and she was engaged. I thought that was pretty dope.
With that being said, is there an end goal to where you want to, your plateau in this realm
right.
of fitness? Is there a mountain that you haven't conquered yet, or do you think you pretty much done all you can do?
Nah, so I think what a lot of people seeing now is the peak of what I have to offer. It's my platform's getting bigger, so now a lot more people are seeing what I do. But the goal at the end of the day has always been a household name.
I remember seeing you in the beginning stages training in a parking lot.
Right.
An apartment complex, outside. Like 3 or 4 people.
Right.
Now I look and it's like 300 people.
Right. Right.
So kudos to you on that, though.
No,
the growth is amazing.
I appreciate that. But no, the biggest thing is what I've always wanted to do is, in so many words, be the next fitness company for the culture.
Yeah.
That's because I don't really see the culture being represented in the fitness world as how I view fitness and how I move every day and how my daily life is and how I interact with people. Like, when I was growing up, you'd see Tabo or Beachbody, and there was nobody else like, oh, that guy looks like me. I want to, do stuff that he's doing. And I'm not even saying even growing up that was what I wanted to do because I knew nothing about fitness then. But now being aware of, health, wellness, and things of that nature, I feel like there's a huge disconnect in our community, and I feel like I want to bridge that gap. So that's why y'all should sign up for the Heat Challenge.